Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We're going to try something a little different today. We're actually going to try some proper rocketry. Proper rocketry in the case of we are going to launch a shuttle and hopefully re-land it. That would certainly be the ambition anyway. So I think probably the best place to start this is going to be in the rocket center. Now, my theory is, and it is only a theory, that we should build the shuttle first. Because without the shuttle going on first, we're going to have the landing order all wrong, and it's all going to go horribly tits up. Let me just turn my screen just a little bit. Liquid fuel fuselage. Short fuel fuselage. Which one do we have here? Because what we want to do is not necessarily liquid fuel. We got that one. That's a bicoupler. We got one of them which is quite big. Liquid fuel and oxidizer. Let's put a bit of liquid fuel in there as well. Because what we're going to try and do is have this bad boy fly back to Earth. Or Christ, that's what it's called. So we're going to try and land back on the ground, which is going to be interesting. It's a basic jet and it's a turbojet engine. Probably don't want turbojets, but we'll put them on anyway. Now a jet engine's only going to be any good while we're on the ground, while we're in the atmosphere. Now we've got to launch this bad boy into space first. Because once it's in space, we then bring it back down and hopefully have a successful landing. You could tell this is an optimistic project. So we're going to put a little bit of structure on the... yes, good point. Where are we going to put this? I think we should put that there. And then we need a teeny tiny little engine. So one of them, that's probably about right. And we don't need anything very powerful because this is only going to be operated from within space. And we're going to detach it before we ignite the jet engines on our way back down to the planet. So let's put some canards on there. Up a little, please. Right, Z does 2s. So put some of them there. And tail fin that goes on the back in the middle, about there. Small delta wing, a delta wing. Yeah, they're quite big. They'll do. Does Delta Wing have any control surfaces? Provide huge lift, stable centre of gravity for your everyday lifting needs. Ram air intake. Note you have a jet air intake, these performance air intakes, blah blah blah. Can we put them on the engines? On the... oh no, that's one of them. Yeah, we can put them on there, that'll work. Rotate that. Oh, so many ways of rotation, none of which are the right one. There we go. So we only really need one of them. Just to provide us with a little bit of air intake when we're on the way back down. So that's probably enough to fly, I think. We're going to put some control surfaces on, just because it seems like a good idea. 2 lots of them on. Make sure we're as stable as can be on the way down. That looks like it'll work. We got any winglets that go on here? No, never mind. Right. So now we have our shuttle. We need our rockets to get us in the air. So we're going to turn it down. Go away. That's it. We're going to keep doing this till it works. This could be an 18-hour video at this rate. Because I'm not a scientist. Especially not a rocket scientist. So they're a bit big. So let's go for small-ish. That's not going to be big enough to get this thing in the air. Not in a million years. We need to go for the big ones. I didn't really want to do the big ones, but I know because the big ones are heavier and cause different issues. Stop doing that, you silly thing. Let's put that there and hope that works. No. Attach. No, okay, let's put that there. Let's take that. Will that attach on there, please? Pretty please? No, let's get rid of that. You want it to attach to there, really? No, it's not going to attach there at all, so let's get rid of that, get rid of that. One of them. So we may have already built this in the wrong order, because it doesn't appear to want to let us connect to it. Ah, there we go. We don't want that many, we only want one. And we want it to connect to the right bloody place. Aha! Ah, typical. That looks pretty centered. Looks pretty feckin' big as well. Right, so we want... Do we want a baby tank or another big tank? Let's have another big tank. Because it's not going to work anyway, so what does it matter? Let's put that on the bottom there. And some of the... actually, no, that's... I don't want one. So we don't need to do any clever decoupling of this thing, really. We just want it to pylon for engine support designed to fit against fuselage's hull bodies. This small variant mostly for use with smaller engines. No, we don't do small engines. Where's my foot support gone? There it is. We need... What do we need? We need an adapter. That's the wrong adapter. We need the adapter that fits on top of that, which is that one. Hello, that one. And then we're going to put... it's the wrong one again. That one. And then we can put a tiny, tiny little space nipply thing, which I think we have somewhere. There we go. So, that's probably stable enough to work. We do need to move that out of the way because we need to put some control on to keep it going straight up. That's not that one. That's a small one. Actually, what we can do, we can put that there, that there. We can actually put so much control on this thing that it must do as we tell it. Surely that won't work. Place it anywhere, 7 linear RCS port. Now, what we want is some decouplers. I think decouplers. There? Maybe? Yeah, that looks about sensible. And some solid rocket boosters just to get us off the ground. Not crossing into anything, are we? No, that should be fine. And some space nipple things. Tiny space nipples. Oh, them ones. That's it, 3 of them. So that should give us all the thrust we need, we hope, to get us up into space. We can adjust the throttle so that we don't burn fuel unnecessarily. Put some canards on that. Probably some more at the top, I think. They're only any good while we're in the atmosphere, but we're going to be in the atmosphere quite a bit to start with, so we shall put them on. We've got plenty of control surfaces. We've got 3 silly little control modules. We've got them that are going to launch off, and nothing's going to be very stable at the moment. So we need some structure and some beams. Connect that with that. Did you bother putting one on that side as well? No, you didn't. That. Has this got any... Good, it's got no drag or anything to worry about. What's that? Maximum temperature. Yeah, don't care. So, that's nicely tied together. One thing we are missing still, which is quite important, are utility and some wheels. Because this one is never going to get on the ground anyway. But if it gets anywhere near that far... Extra wide beam low power illuminator for lighting up large swathes of whatever you wish. However, this beam does not shine very far. Oh, we can put lighting and things on. Ooh. Docking port. No. Where's the nice wheels gone? There they are. So we're going to want... now, me and Wills always have this row about the direction that we should go in. But it does appear. Start deployed. No, retracted. Oh, for God's sake. Right, take that off. 2 of them. Where's it put the other? Oh, you stupid bastard. Rotate. Yeah, that can go about there. And another one of them. How'd you make it work? There's only so many ways this fucking thing can rotate, surely. Ah, yeah. There it is. No, don't do that. There we go. Right, so we're going to put that there. Is that roughly centre-ish? No, that needs to be on that line, just about touching the bottom. And that can be on that line, just about touching the bottom. There's not really room in there to put a wheel, is there? So let's put 2. Have you put them in the right place? No, you haven't. Right, now are they even slightly in line? No, not in the slightest. So, take one up to the top line now. And that one just below the top line, about there. So, the world's most optimistic space shuttle-y thing. So, to start with, we've got our big solid boosters. We're going to detach the big solid boosters. We're going to launch the badass engine. Once the badass engine has gone, there's the badass engine. Oh, that's the little engine up there, right? No, so we want... yes, tricky. So, they're fine. We want to put the big engine in the same fire group, so they both go at the same time. Gives us the extra bit of oomph, plus we can control the throttle. Then we ditch them bad boys. Then we want to ditch the shuttle, which I appear to have 2 solid decouplers on because I had the duplicator on. So that's going to detach that. Then we've got this little engine-y thing here to do some manoeuvring, which we probably don't want. We want some tiny RCS, which I still have no idea which button to press, but we'll find a way. Control. Has that thing got monopropellant? I suppose we'll find out in a minute. Engine is an altitude control thruster. Attitude control thruster. Idiot, learn to read. Let's put a foot. Yes, of course, because they need to be kind of floating through the ship, don't they? Let's just go for 2, because surely it can't cock up putting 2 on. There we go. Right, so does that cockpit have a little bit of RCS? Monopropellant. No, it does not. So, we need some monopropellant. Fuel. Liquid fuel. None of these things at all have bloody monopropellant in them. That has some monopropellant. That's going to cause me nothing but pain. So we only want one of them. Unless of course we can mount them both to the back there, that would be cool. Oh, science takes time and concentration. It's not going to let me do that. Right, okay, so we want one of them. Go away. 1. And we're going to put that. There, because we feel it's going to make no difference whatsoever to our aerodynamics. Does it have any drag? That's got next to nothing. That's got a bit drag. It does have a little bit of drag, but we'll see what happens. So we've got our monopropeller. So we're going to launch 2 big ones, disconnect the little engines, disconnect the space shuttle. We've then got our little monopropellant to move us about a bit. We then got this bad boy which we can throw away, and then we've got our 2 big ass jet engines. And that's about it. We've then got our landing gears, and hopefully we can get to the ground. Structure, something to launch off the ground with. We're getting there, we're nearly at the launch, the bit that everyone's always excited about. So we're going to put them there. They need to be in the first launch sequence. Disconnect, launch, blah 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 blah. Save space. Shuttle test. I know, science doesn't tend to be fun, but we're about to launch, so this is where it all goes horribly wrong. I hope you're all as excited as I am about this absolute catastrophe that's about to befall us. So let's turn on some T. We don't want RCS because that'll go horribly wrong for us. Wow, the interface is huge. Can we move this out of the way? No, we can't move this out of the way. Bloody hell, someone screwed that up. So let's increase throttle and bring that up. That's alright, throttle is still working. So full power and go! Finished? Thank you. What did we do wrong there? Was it SAS that caused us our problem, or is it the fact the shuttle is not helping itself launch? If the shuttle's not helping itself launch, then we have big problems and we haven't even started. Let's... No, it's because we've got fuel on the back of it. if we've got fuel on the back of it, does that mean we need more fuel on the front to make it go in the right direction? These are all incredibly complicated questions, which we shall try to answer by launching again. Except this time, we're not going to turn SAS on, and we're not going to turn this big engine on. We're just going to launch with the little rockets, and hopefully that didn't work. Revert flight to launch. Let's try the launch again. Our little shuttle's doing well, so we're going to launch with that much throttle. So that just crashed quicker. So let's try something that I said we wouldn't be doing, and we're going to move this engine into there just to see if it makes any difference on takeoff. Save and launch. See if that extra bit of oomph on that side helps tilt us forward just a wee bit. Sonfell and Hemfrid. Hello. Right. Fuck it. Full throttle. What we've discovered there is something quite interesting. So let's disconnect that. Get rid of that altogether. Come back to that. We don't want that rocket, so we're going to put one there. Oh, look at that. If you hold Alt, you can duplicate things. That's clever. Put that on there. That's roughly level. And we're going to get rid of that. Then we're going to bring back our struts, because you've got to strut. And 2 of them or 3 of them. Can we go over 3? Is there enough room on this thing for 3? You bastard. Alright, fine. Let's just try it with no extra boosters at all. Let's just see what happens. Go, and save and launch. Full throttle. Stupid boy. Let's finish burning my foot because that's really, really hot. So, revert flight to vehicle assembly. The order is all messed up. You go in there. Save and launch. Right, so now that it's stopped pissing about, we can go back in here and try and add some boosters on this side. Now, the reason I'm doing this is partially because I'm mad, and secondly because it might counter some of the excess weight on one side of it. We're not going to bother with intergalactic space nipples just yet. Do not forget ever to readjust your decoupling mechanisms because without focusing on them, it's all going to go bang in your face. Save and go. So let's try that now. Why did that happen? Cancel. Revert flight to assembly. I put them in the wrong bloody piece. You go there. You go there. It's the... That's them too. I want to put the big engine down there and a new group for you, Mr. Engine. So they all go at once. That's better. Do it right, bell end. Absolute flipping nutcase. Let's face it, like this idea is ever going to work anyway. I'm not a rocket scientist or Scott Manley, so it's just not going to work. Go! Oh! Team. It's kind of working. I can't hear anything. Hang on. Spacecraft noises. Turn it down. I can't hear myself think. I'm going to screw up my flight. Resume. We're not exactly increasing in speed quickly, but we are increasing in speed. This is the main thing at present. And go. Oh no, now there's a significant weight and thrust issue. How do we shut that one down? We don't want to shut that one down, we want to turn that one up really. Now that's interesting. That means we're not allowed to get rid of them immediately. So revert to launch. Let's try that again because that was working. If not briefly, it was certainly working. So turn some SAS on and go. Turn second engine on. That is indeed working. It is going up. Henfrid looks scared out of his flipping mind. Sonfeld couldn't give a shit. Now we're increasing at about 100 meters a second. It's acceptable. It's not great, but it's acceptable. I think we're probably going to run out of fuel before we get anywhere near space. Now they've... Right, okay, now that's annoying. We cannot regain control at all. Because we have a weight issue. Let's go to vehicle assembly. Our issue is when them boosters run out, we lose all of the weight from the back of the craft. So, can we grab... Ooh. It's a bad idea, but I like it. Let's get rid of our extra booster we do, and then we're going to take that with an Alt key. Yes, I don't think that's going to work. Because there are various things that are now colliding. But we'll drop that and pretend that doesn't matter. The air intake. Let's just save it and launch it and see what happens. an incredibly wasteful way of doing it, but it may work. This is all in the aim of science and cocking about, but it's less cocking about and more science for a change. So all of them, what do you decouple? I have no idea what these decouplers do. So let's, that should be all of them. You two should be, yeah, you're the space shuttle. Okay. That I don't think is working because they're not tied on the back. But as you can see, we are indeed leaving. 2 solid fuels are about to sod off. Seriously, I don't know if this is as loud for you lot as it is for me, but that spacecraft is making an amazing noise. Let's turn all of these down. Voice, they're very rarely speak anyway. Is that any better? Resume flight. A little bit. Let's just turn it instead of running down instead. There we go, it's a bit better. So we turned the throttle down a little bit as we increase in speed. We're about to run out of solid rocket fuel. Oh, that almost didn't work very well, but it kind of did. Right, so we're increasing in speed. Although our speed decreased briefly to start with, it is now increasing. It is doing so with the little bits of science I do know. The higher we climb, the thinner the atmosphere gets, therefore there's less air to fight against. So if we keep turning our fuel down so our speed remains roughly static, ish, or even slightly decreases, wouldn't be a massive catastrophe. We will save a lot of fuel and still get to where we're going. It's probably about, oh no, it's getting thinner quite quick actually. There we go. No, then it speeds up again. Damn you. Because we want some fuel left for separation, I think. Now the only other thing that is quite important is where we're going to land again. But we're just going to try going straight up to start with. We get it in the air, and when it becomes a problem, we'll deal with it. There we go. So speed is now technically decreasing, although we are still going up. But there we go. Our speed starts going up again because the atmosphere. Every little bit we go up, the atmosphere gets a little bit thinner. Now I don't think. Let's have a look at our fuels. Oh no, we do have 15 monopropellant. I have no idea where it is, but we do have it. There's no air for the intake. And somehow we're using all of our liquid fuel, which shouldn't be possible. Because there's no way these fuels are joined. Turbojet engine. I wonder what fuel that uses. Solid fuel. Air intake is empty, that's fine. Liquid fuel. Why is our liquid fuel going? Well, I know where it's going, but why have we not got any reserved? As you can see, our speed is increasing significantly, so we'll kill the engines almost completely. Because we have reached the atmosphere. Now, there's no way in hell this is going to land, but we've got to at least try. I have no idea what the save button is either, so we can't exactly jump back here either. It's a bit tragic. Are there any buttons up here that allow us to save? That's abort. We don't want to do that. No communications. Let's make that stay. What should we do? Where are we? We'll give it a little boost. That could have gone horribly wrong. Let's almost completely turn that off, because if that is the only fuel we have, we need to keep it. Because our jet engines will not run on hope. So I think we're going to try and get to about 75, maybe 80,000. just because that seems like a reasonable distance to attempt this from. I think now that we're up, we shall probably give it one attempt, maybe. Ooh, we're in space now. We have spacey noises. From that angle, that does look quite scary. The fact that we've got to descend. Oh shit, we're at 80,000. How did that happen so quickly? Right, turn them off altogether. Turn SAS off. Press space. Oh, we survived. I don't know what survived, but something survived. Landing gear appears to be up. We need to turn that off with the correct key, which we cannot see at present. G, let's get rid of the landing gears, because that's only going to end badly otherwise. We're now 100,000. Oh god, we're way too high. This is never going to work. We need to execute that. Go. RCS. Where's my sodding RCS thrusters? What are the RCS buttons? There it is, right, so need to stop that roll a little bit. Controls, of course, are inverted. Ow, ow, ow. Missed. Oh, no, just. The monopropellant appears to not be going down. They should have no effect whatsoever, but they are indeed having an effect. I have no idea how they're having an effect, because there's no air up here for aerodynamics to work. But indeed they are working, so we shall continue to use them. Let's turn T on. Keep it pointing in roughly the right direction. We're descending rather rapidly, but we're not too worried. We're using electricity in tiny, tiny pieces. Where's the... Oh, it's completely the wrong way. Let's rotate to about there. This, if the atmosphere slows us down enough, this could end up working. I will be stunned and almost will consider posting this video myself to Scott Manley, someone at NASA, just to verify that this is even physically possible. If the physics engine in this game is any good, there is no way in hell. Yeah, see, there's no air intake, so we've just activated the main engines. That's fine, because we didn't expect them to work yet anyway. I would say the fact that the spacey music stopped, that we are now... Oh, the engine's considered working. $50,000, we should start getting some intake air any second, and hopefully some kind of that little blue ball in the bottom middle there, not blue ball, the green ball, should hopefully start moving any second. Don't shift too many times on this keyboard. Oh shit. Shit. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Come on, come on. Don't stall, don't stall, don't stall. Oh shit, we're stalling. No, we're alive. No, we're not. We're oh! Christ! YouTube, prepare. Oh shit, we're climbing. Don't climb, you stupid bastard. You're stalling, that's why we've got no air. Slow down. That's it. Come on, come on. That's it, that's it. Go faster. Heavens to God, we're actually flying. And our greeny ball is approaching the right direction. Oh my good God. I don't know about you, Internet, but I have never seen anything like it, ever. We're slowing down, but that's acceptable. We're still descending a little too quick for my liking, but the air pressure down here is big enough to say that we are neutral on air intake at the moment. We're burning fuel at a slightly faster rate than I would like. Oh, look at that, we're even increasing now. Oh no, down a little bit, we don't want to increase that much altitude. How far away is that? 58 kilometres. This means we have a I don't know, should we use the word better than average chance of lining up properly? Oh, contrails. Look, we're doing well. This is amazing. I have no idea how long this video has been, but we are doing well. We're descending just a little, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over that just yet, because at the end of the day, to land we need to go down. We have plenty of fuel. We have tons of oxidizer. We're roughly level, slightly going down at the moment. It's fine. I need to see which way the runway is, really. Don't do stupid things like that. Somehow we've managed to gain electric charge. One of these pieces must be... Oh, you gaining electric charge? Is that how that's happening? Oh, I don't know. Right. How far's the runway? 32 kilometres. We're still quite high for an attempted landing, so we'll just descend a little. We'll descend with a little bit of decrease of speed, I think. I think I know which way the runway's going. After all, I've taken off from it enough. Yeah, let's not turn SAS off. We have slightly too much lift to turn SAS off. Now, it's now a good time to start banking. I think the runway kind of goes off in that kind of direction. So now's probably a little premature to turn. But see, we are making slightly more air intake than we're using, so that's good. Let's face it, I don't think we're going to worry about any of our fuels at the moment, but at least we know there's plenty there. In theory, you could have attached a couple of little side jetty, rockety things to this and floated around in space a little bit, but the purpose here was to get off the ground and get back on it. So we got off the ground, now we have the tricky bit. Oh my heaven to God. What is going on? How high are we? 700, let's put the landing gear down. Oh shit, look at the angles of them. This is going to go wrong. Slow down more. What happened? Speed's about right for a landing. Rate of descent's about right for a landing. We have an issue. Oh my... Oh! Rate of descent may well have been, but we had no backup plan. And their wheels weren't straight anyway. But, as you have been able to see, let's put the brakes on. Here we go. Stop. Good lads. As you can see, we have made it into space and back. That's 16 minutes of your lives you won't get back. If you're better at landing than me, then you stand a good chance. Thank you for joining us at Kerbal Space Program. We'll try not to cock up quite as big next time. But the concept works. Rate, like, comment, subscribe, dislike, slag me off in the comments, help yourselves. Just do something. Thank you.